Hey guys, Mark Allen, BHSpringSolutions LLC, BHSpringSolutions.com. Back again for, I guess we'd call this another session of High Power University. There's going to be a little history and some specialness to this, and this one is all for thanking our BH veterans, because without you, we'd never have the chance to do what we're doing with this particular Browning High Power. And the thing I want to point out to you here real quickly is this one has some grips on it that I have not really seen before, and they've got an inlay in there that says Erstal Belgium, and then HP written in the grip, or in the center of that inlay. And this high power is owned by one of John Browning's great grandsons, and he has sent his high power to us. And I'm going to show you something here, and we're going to, for privacy purposes, obviously, we'll see if we can do this. And I'm going to kind of thumb over the last name if it's, obviously not all the grandchildren are last name Browning, so we'll try to see if we can get in on that. You see the GGS right there, just right of my thumb. That is great grandson. This one, the great grandson has had some fun with this gun, and it's had some use, and not abuse, but it has had some. It looks like it's had its share of use, and he sent this to us to put this back. It's been to a gunsmith. It's had some aftermarket parts and work done on it, and he asked us to put this back as original as possible, and it's going to be passed down as a family heirloom. And you guys, I don't even hardly know what to say. That is a compliment. Compliment doesn't even cover it. That is just a super high compliment from some folks in family origin that we have obviously a great deal of regard for. And the biggest thing I want to say here is, you BH veterans who have been with us so long, for 10 years, some of you, this is one of the outcomes, I guess you'd say, of our work for 10 years, and it's all because of you. We exist to serve BH veterans, period, and that's our function. And we're glad to say that one of John Browning's great grandsons is now a BH veteran, and you can probably just tell by the look on my face how much this means, how high of a compliment this is for our company, for BHSpringSolutions, to my partner, and to my Slav Baruchiev, the co-founder of BHSpringSolutions, and myself, and frankly all of our personnel and everybody who does contract work for us. This is just a high compliment. This is going to have a whole new refinish. We're going to put some upgraded sights on it for him, but appropriate, and several new parts. And we're going to do. We're going to have him save these grips, and we're going to do a nice grip regimen for him as well. And this is going to be a gorgeous handgun when it's finished. But we are extraordinarily proud. Obviously, you have to feel it. It's a great deal of pride to be entrusted by this gentleman, and a big shout out to him. And I want to do that anonymously because I don't feel like I have the right to reveal his name. But thank you much for entrusting us, and BH veterans, thank you for everything. Okay, we're back with our next installment about the John M. Browning's great-great-grandson's high power. That we guessed that this was one that had some use, and looking all around it inside, it appeared that way. And we have covered the gentleman's name for privacy purposes, but the GGS does mean great grandson on the slide. So we had noticed here on the back strap, that's a lot of bluing gone. That's kind of where a palm would run during shooting. Up here by the it's normal to have a little bit of finish gone under the grips, and right here by where maybe originally there might have been an ambi safety, we got a little bit of metal work we're going to do there before we do the refinish. And Before I go on, I do want to say a couple more thank yous. I want to say a thank you again to our chief weapons and modifications designer, who a couple years ago, chose BHSpringSolutions to merge his company into his Belgium company RDIH. So a big thank you to Léon Hubert for that opportunity. A big thank you to the Browning Arms Company and the Browning Parts Department for choosing BHSpringSolutions for the destination of their remaining high power factory components. When they got out of the servicing realm of this design, and again a big thank you to the family member here who sent this to us. A couple things we wanted to note here. This is about a 9-year-old. We know it's something over 10,000 rounds. That is something that information we did get. And we're not sure how many over 10,000, but he's confident it's over 10,000. And we could tell that this one had been some real fun, but it creates some nice reference points for us and for BH veterans with your handguns. And I want to explain here what we're doing to this firearm. We think of as it's the family heirloom service, and this is for firearms that are intended to be passed down, and there's going to be heirs and folks who are going to be likely using this handgun in the future for enjoyment and recreation, and we look at and we inspect the components in that light, and some things that may be marginal but okay to continue with, we recommend for an update or a change out or a replacement, based on the wear factors we see happening so far through 9 years and 10,000 plus rounds, and anticipating in the future this is going to be an enjoyed firearm by this owner and potentially by heirs in the years ahead. So we really want to put these under maybe a sharper microscope, if you will, and really try to look down the road and envision folks many years and thousands of rounds later who are going to be enjoying this firearm. So one of the things we're going to have of note, the extractor region, this was really needy. The extractor hold was really almost nothing. And he had some malfunctions, and it can be directly attributable to the extractor area. Probably we could have gone with original extractor and gotten more life out of that with a new extractor spring and possibly some adjustments or a bit of fitting for the wear on the extractor. We went ahead, we replaced out the extractor, of course, as well as all springs in the handgun. We also recommended for replacement recoil spring guide rod for two reasons. There were a significant amount of burring in areas around the guide rod head, and this is, had happened from some use and some types of recoil springs that had been used on the guide rod. But there's a captured spring inside that recoil spring guide rod. We're thinking years down the road, and that's a captured spring, and someday it's going to lose its enthusiasm. We went ahead and we installed a new recoil spring guide rod. It's getting an entirely new operating system. It's getting a new traditional operating system to follow the original, but that's hammer, sear, ambi safety. These parts had been replaced and had been worked on with by a competent gunsmith, but the owner's wishes here is to have this now go back to original as far as the operating system and here in the frame area. So that's just something we wanted to mention. Some things we wanted to mention. Again, this is a great bit of pride for us to be entrusted with this handgun, and we thank Léon Hubert. We thank the Browning Arms Company, the Browning Parts Department specifically, and our BH veteran great grandson of John Moses Browning. And most of all, we thank you, BH veterans, and we want you, BH veterans, en masse, to know that our intention and our enthusiasm here is to make you very, very proud of how this turns out for our new BH veteran. Folks, we'll join you in the next session. Thanks, now.